Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at a special one-shot from DC Comics. Batman, Mr. Freeze. This story is a crucial reinvention of one of Batman's more unique villains, and one of my personal favorites. We'll walk through the story's key beats, examine its themes, assess its artistry, and discuss how successful it is, both as a piece of entertainment and as a character-defining work. If you enjoy deep comic book breakdowns, you're in the right place. So let's get started. First, some context. The character of Mr. Freeze, scientist Dr. Victor Freeze, had been reinvented in the early 1990s for Batman, the animated series, in the episode Heart of Ice, written by Paul Dini, who is also responsible for this particular comic. In the aforementioned episode, the origin of Mr. Freeze was rewritten to give him a tragic core: the terminally ill wife, the cryogenic accident, the vow of vengeance. This one-shot from May 1997 brings that version of Freeze into the comics. An origin story aligned with the animated universe that had won acclaim and infuses it with comic book scale. This means the story holds a somewhat transitional place. It acknowledges the familiar, but regrounds Mr. Freeze so that his motivation, emotional stakes, and personal tragedy become front and center, not just a gimmick. Let's take a walk through the plot, keeping things reasonably high level so we avoid major spoilers, while still honoring the emotional beats. We open in Gotham City. A series of thefts and Freeze crimes are occurring. Freeze emerges as a figure clad in cryogenic gear, wielding his weapons, striking at various technologies and locations. Meanwhile, Batman is alerted. Someone is manipulating cold, and the trail points to the formerly dormant cryogenics expert, Dr. Victor Freeze. We are provided essential history of Freeze's motivation. His wife, Nora, suffers a terminal illness. In his desperation, he engages in experimental cryogenic preservation to buy time, placing her in suspended animation in the hope of finding a cure. That very scientific hope becomes the seed of his downfall. At his new job, Freeze's experiment is interfered with by a powerful industrialist whose corporate greed causes the accident. Freeze ends up covered in cryogenics chemicals in the incident. His body is forced to sub-zero. He must adopt the cryo suit. His life is irrevocably changed. He becomes what Gotham knows as Mr. Freeze. In the present, Freeze's crimes escalate. He threatens to freeze Gotham. He targets the man who ruined his life, and he puts innocent lives at risk. Batman confronts him, and in the confrontation, we witness not just spectacle, but tragedy. The man behind the machine, the love he lost, the obsession he bears. The final showdown revolves around the Freeze gun, the moral cost, the revelation of what Freeze lost, and whether frosted revenge brings anything but more death. In the denouement, Freeze is contained, at least for now, and we are left with the quiet heartbreak. The figure in the cryogenic suit, gazing at his frozen wife, or the memory thereof, still believing he must save her. Batman watches, sympathetic but firm. The cycle continues. Now let's dig into what makes this one-shot more than just another Batman villain story. The core of this story is that Mr. Freeze is not a lunatic for the sake of chaos, nor purely a villain for villainy sake. His motivation is rooted in love and loss, the terminal illness of his wife, his promise to preserve her, childhood trauma, his industrial betrayal, and the accident that destroyed his life. That gives weight. This is a man who became a monster because he refused to accept death. That existential tragedy is handled with care by Dini. The reflection presented by the author is powerful. The cryogenic motif works on multiple levels, originating from Victor's childhood. Physically, Freeze's suit separates him from humanity. He cannot touch warm, he cannot function in normal life. Emotionally, he is isolated. The man who froze the world around him also froze himself, his heart, his connections, his capacity to heal. This isolation mirrors his emotional state. He stands apart, both by choice and by necessity. Dini uses the metaphor of coldness, not just as temperature, but as detachment, grief, and obsession. Batman in this story plays two roles: the heroic detective stopping the crimes and the empathic foil to Freeze. Bruce Wayne knows loss, he knows sacrifice. He can see what Freeze has become. The story thus sets up Batman's compassion as well as his duty. It asks, when a man becomes consumed by grief and vengeance, who saves him? Or is his only salvation self-understanding? There is also the question of corporate negligence, of the scientific hubris, of what happens when industry weaponizes life-saving research for profit. The narrative raises subtle critiques of corporations that disregard human life and the scientist who is undermined by those he trusted. With Mark Buckingham and Wayne Faucher's stunning interior artwork, the one-shot sustains a tone of stark contrast, including the icy blues, deep shadows, the mechanical cold of the cryo-suit, and the warmth of memory and flashback sequences. This issue possesses an abundance of jaw-dropping panels, with bold colors and cinematic close-ups. The artistry underscores the emotional core: the cold suit, the frozen wife, the shattered dream. Dini gives Freeze real pathos. The reader cares about what was lost and what he is trying to redeem. This issue faithfully integrates the animated series' origin into comics continuity. For readers familiar with Heart of Ice and wanting the comics version to reflect that tragic origin, this issue delivers quite well. For a one-shot, it balances origin, present-day action, moral weight, and closure effectively. Visually, the coldness motif carries through strongly. The design of Freeze's suit, the contrast between warm memories versus cold present, all of it helps communicate mood. This one-shot is significant for a number of reasons. It helped cement the animated series version of Freeze into mainstream comics continuity, making Nora Freeze and the tragic scientist motive canonical. It stands as a strong example of how a Batman villain can be humanized. Not just an ice gun and cryogenic suit, but a man broken by love, grief, and scientific hubris. For Batman fans exploring character origin stories, it offers a compact, high-quality experience. In conclusion, this Batman one-shot is a well-crafted comic. It combines emotional weight, strong characterization, thematic clarity, and visual mood to deliver a villain origin and conflict that resonates. While it does not completely reinvent the wheel, for fans who have watched the animated series adaptation, a lot of the ground is familiar. It executes the story in a satisfying, mature way for the comics medium. If you are a fan of Batman's Rogues Gallery, or want to read a Freeze story that makes you empathize even while you're apprehending the villain, this one-shot is an excellent choice. So yes, I recommend it. It's not only fun, it matters. It reminds us that the best supervillain stories are those where we see the man behind the mask, or suit, and perhaps understand how tragic circumstance and obsession can lead to catastrophe. This has been an in-depth review of Batman, Mr. Freeze. If you've enjoyed this review, please like, subscribe, and comment what Batman comics you'd like to see next. Please also consider purchasing the official comic to enjoy the full story for yourself. Thanks for watching.